Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. With all the, so-called rumors, possibility of Floyd Mayweather coming back for a 50th fight. Me myself, I'm sticking by what I've been saying earlier. Unless Floyd fights sometime during this year, I don't think he's coming back. So we'll know by, I guess, June whether Floyd will be coming back for a 50th fight. Now, I got some candidates, that I think would be a good fight for Floyd, and I'm gonna tell you, how he can promote the fight, and I'm gonna actually tell you what I think the numbers will be. Now, they're in no particular order, no particular order. Once again, they're just random guys' names I'm throwing out there. Now, keep in mind, Floyd has already said that he's never gonna fight Manny Pacquiao again, so we're gonna exclude Manny Pacquiao. Um, More than likely, I'm gonna exclude the winner of Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, because that fight is in June. It's like the end of June, so I just don't think them dudes would be ready for a September fight with Floyd Mayweather. If Floyd chooses to fight in September, now if Floyd chooses to fight like beyond September, then okay, we can bring this discussion up. But as of now, we already know if Floyd comes back to fight, most likely it'll be in September. Now, one of the candidates I have, and Floyd has mentioned this guy himself. And, it's for the past couple of years, they've been talking about Floyd possibly fighting this guy. One guy is Danny Garcia. Now, it's funny, the Pacquiao fans love to say this will be a cherry pick, but the Pacquiao fans on the same token say, well, yeah, Danny Garcia should fight Manny Pacquiao because that'll be a good fight for Manny Pacquiao. So it's a terrible fight for Floyd. It's a cherry pick for Manny. I mean, it's a cherry pick for Floyd Mayweather, but it's a good fight for Manny Pacquiao. Once again, motherfuckers not making no kind of sense. Um, One of the reasons why I think it'll be a good fight, hey, Danny Garcia is still undefeated. Whether you think he lost some fights or not, he always have that signature, left hook that could pretty much take anybody out. You never know. So, one, you could promote it as, another undefeated guy versus an undefeated guy. And Danny Garcia has proven that he has drawing power. He could draw people to watch a fight on TV based off the numbers he did, on PBC. So I think if he fights Floyd, I think this fight does anywhere from, I say, roughly 600,000 to possibly 750,000. So, and that would be decent numbers, and it might possibly do more. So that's one of the guys. Now, next up, I think, which would be a good fight for Floyd Mayweather, is him versus Kell Brook. As you know, Kell Brook is a big, strong dude, punching power, kind of a rugged fighter. He's a crafty fighter, smart fighter. Isn't the fastest guy, but he has a decent ring IQ. He knows how to win fights, and he hits hard than a motherfucker. And like I say, he's strong as an ox. Now, as you know, Floyd has a big following in the UK. Now, if Floyd would be willing to go overseas and fight Kell Brook in Wembley Stadium, the place would sell out. 80,000 people to watch Floyd fight Kell Brook. And let's just face the fact, a lot of people don't like Amir Khan. Kell Brook is top dog in the UK. Everybody knows that. And the UK fans wanted that fight with Kell Brook and Amir Khan badly. And Floyd could promote this fight as, look, I'm fighting the guy that Amir Khan refused to fight, and I'm going overseas to fight the guy. I think this fight would be massive. I think Floyd would make a ton of money on the pay-per-views just in Europe by itself. I think it would do like shit. The hell with what it would do in the US. Shit, what it would do in the UK would be money. And I think it would be successful in the United States also. I think this fight would do anywhere from 8 to 900,000 pay-per-views. It would actually touch 1 million if this fight is advertised right. So that would be a very interesting fight for Floyd Mayweather, and it would be a legitimate fight, for Floyd because of Kell Brooks' brute strength in the ring. So that's another fight. Now, of course, this is a fight that a lot of people always wanted to see, because I think it would be a very entertaining fight. This dude has fought on pay-per-view, quite a few times. Depending what happens with Tim Bradley and Manny Pacquiao. If Tim Bradley successfully beats Manny Pacquiao, just beats him, no controversy, nothing whatsoever, just clearly beats the guy. If Floyd is willing to work with Top Rank, that's always a question mark. Floyd and Timothy Bradley would be a big fight. It would be very successful. I think Floyd versus Tim Bradley does over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Just because Tim Bradley is a well-known fighter. A lot of people wanted to see Floyd fight Tim Bradley. Now, whether you think Tim Bradley will win the fight, that remains to be seen. But I think people would pay to see this fight. I would be curious in watching this fight. So I think Tim Bradley is one of the fights out there for Floyd Mayweather. So once again, I think Floyd versus Tim Bradley does over 1 million pay-per-view buys. I think it's a very successful fight. Now, of course, there's, the guy, the white Eastern European guy that hasn't thus far fought any elite fighters, fought a bunch of nobodies in a bunch of tomato cans, and refuses to go up to 168. He shamefully ducked Andre Ward, and is possibly looking at fighting Kell Brook at a catch weight of 157, and that guy's Triple G. Now, this would be a textbook fight because, you have all these buffoons who've been saying that Floyd's a coward for not fighting Triple G, but they don't say Triple G's a coward for ducking Andre Ward, James DeGale, Eris Larry Lara, anybody that's halfway decent. Basically, he ducks anybody that calls him out. Carl Froch said recently that if Triple G is willing to go up to 174, he'd come out of retirement and fight him. But they're not interested in that fight. So, we all know that this is a very sellable fight because we know the racists and the haters will line up in droves to watch this fight because they think Triple G will knock Floyd Mayweather out. Me, myself, I don't think that's going to happen. Floyd is too crafty, too fast, and too smart for Triple G. It'll be tough. Floyd has, his bumps in the road. He'll get hit. He'll probably get stunned a couple of times, but Floyd's will to win will get him through the fight, and he'll outbox Triple G to a decision. But based off these clowns that be on YouTube, they'll help sell this fight. So I think Floyd versus Triple G does exceptionally well. I say it does 2.5 million pay-per-views. Yeah, that's about right. Now, here we go again. Based off this shit that's going on with Floyd Mayweather and Adrian Broner, this fight could happen now. Based off the fact that people love to see, black men at each other's throats. And, you have the Floyd haters that'll rally behind Adrian Broner. Even though a lot of this shit that jumped off between Floyd Mayweather and Adrian Broner is Adrian Broner's fault because of his big mouth and him not thinking before he says anything. So this fight would be very sellable. You know, Adrian Broner's a big talker. He talks a lot. He'll be saying, well, I love Big Brother, but I'm going to have to whoop his ass and I'm going to have to give him his first loss. And people will buy into it. They'll buy into it. They really would. Then, you know, you have networks like ESPN who'll help based off the fact they don't like Floyd. So, you know, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Clueless to help sell this fight. And then, you know, people like me, I'll just sit back and watch. But I know the outcome of this fight. I already know who will win this fight. But people will watch it because they think it's a train wreck. And there'll actually be some idiots that'll think that Broner has a chance in this fight. So they can sell this fight as grudge match. You know, and then the people will try to vilify Floyd Mayweather and say, oh, he treated Adrian Broner like shit, a dude that looked up to him. You know, they'll try to make Adrian Broner, you know, the good guy and Floyd the bad guy as usual. When actually it's more Adrian Broner's fault that this shit jumped off than it is Floyd. But of course, you know, people want to put this on Floyd, make it just Floyd's fault. So if this fight was to happen, I think this fight would be very successful. I'll say this fight would do anywhere from 1.2 to possibly 1.4 on pay-per-view, because we all know this fight ain't gonna be on PBC and it ain't gonna be on no major network. So yeah, man, those are some of the fights that I think Floyd would possibly look at. Now we'll see tomorrow what happens with Adrian Broner and Theophane. We'll see what goes on, man. We'll see how this turns out. Adrian Broner destroys the guy, knocks him out, beats the living shit out of him, and then he calls out Floyd. Then you never know. But we'll see tomorrow, man. But anyway, man, that's all I got to say right now, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. If y'all can think of some other fights and some other candidates, then, you know, feel free. I'm out.